Hey everyone, Mah-Dry-Bread here. Pokemon Gold with only HM moves was a solid multi-Pokemon run. Let's follow that up with one just for me. Today's the day that we figure out would I be able to beat Pokemon Blue with a team of only one Drowzee. So, Drowzee is my favorite Pokemon and has been ever since I was a kid, and the week that I'm recording this is my birthday week. So, to do something special for myself, I decided that I'd use my favorite Pokemon, Drowzee, in the Pokemon game that I got when Pokemon first came out, Pokemon Blue. Dude, I can't wait for this run. I'm gonna bombard you with so many stories of playing Pokemon when it was brand new. Stats-wise, Drowzee isn't too bad in Gen 1. He's weak, but because Special was combined, he actually hits much harder in this game than other ones. His more obvious weakness is that by level up, basically every move he learns isn't that great either than Psychic. I don't think we're gonna go far with Hypnosis that never hits, and Poison Gas. By team, we can learn a few cool things like Body Slam, although our attacks still won't be great. It'll have to do, though. Like always, I'm writing this script as I go through with the challenge, so all of this part is being written before I've started. Everyone comment down below and guess if I can win or not. I'm confident that I could win, although there might be some grinds here and there. I just want to have a fun time with this one. Let's explain the rules. In combat, I can only use Drowzee. I'll need other Pokemon to use HMs, but I won't be allowed to use any of those Pokemon in battle. No glitches or exploits, no items in battle, only Pokeballs and items outside of combat are allowed. Also, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell for more. Let's do this. So right off the bat, I used the Universal Pokemon Randomizer to replace Bulbasaur with Drowzee so that we can do the whole run with it. I didn't name him anything, mostly because I pretty rarely nicknamed Pokemon growing up. Also, when I made the randomized ROM, the random Pokemon that showed up at the top as I loaded it was Drowzee. Normally it's just a totally random Pokemon here every time. I think my randomizer is either magic or haunted. Wait. Is a haunting magic? Guys, I think we're onto something. Our stats are alright for a level 5 Pokemon. Hypnosis is basically a coin flip, but Sleep is super strong in Gen 1. And Pound is just alright. This shouldn't be too hard. Hey, let's start with some childhood Pokemon stories. Viridian Forest always brings back a lot of memories for me. When Pokemon first came out, playgrounds at school were just full of kids with Game Boys. I still remember when everybody would just be stuck early in the game since Pokemon was so new and nobody was really good at it yet. Both myself and just about everyone I knew ended up with a team of our starter, Rattata, Pidgey, and a bunch of bugs by this point. None of them were really leveled up, and half the kids didn't know that you could deposit Pokemon in the PC, but man, it was fun. There was a real sense of mystery to the game back then. I mean, it didn't help that the super effective and not very effective text was wrong half the time in this game, but we couldn't have known that when we were kids back then. The internet wasn't even in most homes here yet. I was just lucky that my parents were early adopters of it. I was from a small town. By the time we get to the Rock Gym, we don't have Confusion yet. We have Hypnosis, and that's cool, but Pound is only doing 1 damage and he's got 2 Pokemon, so this just isn't gonna work. Plus, Brock has a hilarious amount of full heals. As a kid, I'm sure I just beat this battle with Bulbasaur. I was a Bulbasaur starter guy all the way. I'm not really sure if I'll have any fun stories about major battles, by the way. Honestly, the memories that stick with me the best about this game are the locations and exploring, more than, like, the fights themselves. The grind here kinda sucks, but you didn't need me to tell you that. Low attack, Pound isn't great, no type effectiveness, and low experience wild Pokemon. Still, this is Blue version, so there's mostly Caterpies rather than Weedles, so we get poisoned way less. We could for sure win with Confusion, but that's not till level 17, and that's gonna take a while. I'll try again at level 14, that seems like a decent level. Unfortunately, when we get there, I quickly realize it's just not happening. We have Disable and some more health, but we're still doing 1 or 2 damage. Okay, I just have to grind to level 17 and get Confusion. Then we can get the ball rolling again. 3 levels later, and we totally destroy him with Confusion. Alright, back to the stories. Next up is Mount Moon. Man, I got so lost here for such a long time as a kid. I think everybody did. Hey, people as old as me, did you also catch a Zubat here and then fight an enemy Zubat? It's just a brutal chip fight of dealing almost no damage back and forth with Leech Life. It's funny, but people used to get stuck in those fights all the time back then. I'm not really sure why, that memory just sticks out. Oh, and on my way through Mount Moon, I took the Helix Fossil. Yep, even as a kid I took the Helix Fossil. The reason why I take it every run is because that's what I took on my first ever time going through Mount Moon, so I thought I'd do it in my first Pokemon challenge. People seemed to like when I made a gag out of it, so I just kept doing it. The dome fossil's awesome too. Kabutops is way cooler looking than Omastar. I just like the Helix fossil. But I knew that if I didn't say what I took, you'd all ask. Actually, now that I think about it, everyone asks anyway. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. On the other side, I go after the rival first. Confusion is actually pretty strong for this point in the game though, especially with our 90 base special, so we took down his whole team pretty fast. With him down, it's on to Nugget Bridge. I don't really have any big memories of this place from my first time playing, but I do remember replaying this game so many times growing up through the Dodrio Tower and Pokemon Stadium. It's a thing that let you play Pokemon on the TV through your N64, and it even had some built-in speed up. I just remember every time I'd replay the game, I'd have fun trying to weave my way through the people at top speed. Weird to think that even as a kid, I beat this game so many times. I wonder how many times in my life I've beaten it now. Water gym time. Staryu was super easy to take down, but Starmie's part psychic, so it puts up more of a fight. Bubble Beam does hit us pretty hard, but Gen 1 sleep is super powerful, so we put it to sleep and headbutted our way to victory. Oh hey look, it's the daycare! I distinctly remember that I caught a Bellsprout around here and put it in the daycare just to forget about it for the entire game. I think I picked it up like a year later after I beat the game, something like that. I don't remember what level it was, but I do distinctly remember his moveset was really stupid at the end of it. Hey, you know where this is? This is Route 11, and this is where you catch Drowzee. I honestly don't know for sure why, but I really liked this area growing up. My hypothesis? I think I just spent a lot of time here because everyone got stuck at this part in the game when we were kids. It wasn't obvious back then that we needed to go get cut and go back to Cerulean City, so everybody just kinda hunted around in Vermilion for ages. It's probably the same reason why I liked Spearow and Diglett so much. They're Pokemon in this area that I would have seen just over and over. SSN time. So everyone had rumors about this place on the playground, right? I think we probably all heard the rumor about the truck off to the right of the SSN that turned out to be true, but oh my god, there were so many rumors about things you could do with it. The one I always heard growing up on my playground was that if you had a level 100 Mewtwo use Strength on the truck, then you'd get a level 5 Mew and a level 100 Golden Voltorb. I didn't believe it, and honestly I doubt most kids did, but that was the rumor that I remember. What kinds of Pokemon rumors did you guys hear growing up? Did you believe any of the rumors, or did Bulbapedia just squash them for you before they got started? I'm actually really interested to hear that in the comments. Right, anyway, it's rival time. Once again, Confusion does an awesome job and takes down the whole team. No problem. Sorry, I don't have much to say about the fights here. After that is the Electric Gym. Before you fight Surge, though, you have to do this dumb trash can puzzle that I used to talk about all the time, before realizing that is probably really boring, so I stopped. Yeah, this one took a while on the playground, mostly because this puzzle hardly works. You're supposed to pick a random can, find the first switch, and then the next one will be in the can next to it. Here's a pro tip though, it's glitched. 50% of the time the second switch is just the top left can in the room, so just check that every time and you'll beat the puzzle pretty fast. For Surge himself, his Voltorb actually did a lot of damage to us thanks to getting in 2 Sonic Booms. Pikachu is pretty easy, but Raichu had me worried. Thankfully, Thunderbolt didn't end up doing much damage, so we won. Hey, we finally got Psychic. Perfect. With that done, we have to make our way to Rock Tunnel. Like I said before, it took people ages to find this place, and I can't begin to tell you how satisfying it is to finally find. Rock Tunnel itself kinda sucks, but I think most kids just navigated this based on where you can still see the walls. Most of us didn't have Flash since it was kind of out of the way and hidden. Even back then, though, I don't think Rock Tunnel took too long. Not more than a day, and for a kid before the internet was what it is today, that's not bad. Here's Lavender Town. Sorry, this place never creeped me out. I never thought ghosts were real, so I never found it really that creepy. I just thought the ghost Pokemon were really cool. As a kid, I think I fought the rival here before I moved on, so let's do that now. Unlike when I was a kid, though, I just breezed through. Honestly, I'm loving how smoothly this run is going. It just means I get to talk about the fun stuff more. Next up is Celadon City. I know I spent a lot of time here because of the Pokemart. I realized pretty quick that the drinks in the vending machine are a decent value, and I'm happy that I did because it helped me stumble onto the solution to getting into Saffron City. That wasn't so obvious as a kid. Right away, I get to the Rocket hideout. I know a lot of kids had troubles with this part, but I actually found it really easy. I remember actually enjoying the arrow floor puzzle. I think I remember getting every item here and storing a bunch of them in my PC, thinking that they'd be useful later. Unfortunately, child me never realized that you'll probably never need a dire hit or burn heal in your life. At the end is Giovanni, who was just a sweep with Psychic. I doubt I ever had troubles with this guy, even as a kid. Again, I was Bulbasaur all the way. Before leaving town, we have to go do the grass gym. Naturally, though, it's super easy. She's got a bunch of poison types. Hey, guess what? That grass gym was the last bit of work on the 21st of September, meaning that between that and the next part was my birthday. I turned 29, so probably an old man to most of you. I had a fun time doing my yearly birthday stream and hanging out with you guys on YouTube. Normally I would play some games, but this year I was pretty tired and decided to just hang out and talk instead. The archive of it is on the channel if anyone's interested. I talk a lot about behind-the-scenes YouTube stuff in it, so some of you guys might find that interesting, as well as just personal life stuff and what it's like to work on the show and how life's been, you know, that kind of stuff. Real casual stuff. But we gotta get back to the run. So normally to go to Fuchsia City, you just take the cycling road, but I don't think I had the bike yet as a kid. Honestly, lots of kids just never found it. So in this run-through, even though I have the bike, I decided to go to the eastern path for old time's sake. There are more trainers here to fight, so we get to level up a bit, and it's cool to go across the boardwalk. I grew up in a small town on the coast of Lake Erie in Canada. It's called Dunville, and I won't be offended if you've never heard of it. It's pretty small. But I find areas like this in games are really relaxing, and I assume it's because I grew up next to a massive body of water. Not that I actually like being near bodies of water, mind you, considering I could never figure out how to swim, but the noise and the look of it is super nice. Man, and the fresh air smell? I really do miss living in the small town sometimes. Next is the Safari Zone. I love this place growing up. It was just such a cool change of pace gameplay-wise. I don't think it took me many tries to find the golden teeth in the Surf HM. It's not that complicated of a place. But man, did I ever waste a lot of time trying to catch some of the cooler Pokemon here. The catch rate is just brutal for some of these. Alright, it's Poison Gym time. This was just a sweep with Psychic, although Weezing did poison us near the end. This run really isn't about the battles, is it? If I really wanted to, I could probably just skip talking about a gym and nobody would even notice. Before we go to Silphco, I decided to pop into the fighting gym. It's not a proper gym that gives you a badge, but if you beat it, you get to pick between Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. As a kid, I always liked Hitmonlee more, but I did think the elemental punches of Hitmonchan were really cool. Pretty sure I picked Hitmonlee as a kid, though. Next up is Silphco. Now, I know I beat this place a ton growing up, so I know for sure where the keycard was and what teleporters go where. But that's when I was replaying the game tons on Pokemon Stadium. The first time I played, I know for a fact that this place took at least a week to find the right place to go. This was another common point for people to get totally lost. It was after getting Cut, Silphco, Rock Tunnel, Victory Road, and the Seafoam Islands that people seem to always get stuck on. Alright, rival time. First is Pidgeot, who was a one-shot thanks to a crit, and second is Execute. We got poisoned early, but he didn't hurt us outside of that. For Water Onix, we ended up going down to about half health because of Poison and Dragon Rage. As his Alakazam came out, we switched back to Headbutt. It started fine, but then he disabled it while we were using it, so we failed an attack. It's brutal because he's faster than us, so he got to crit us with a Psybeam before he went down. Last was Charizard, and we're in red health. He used Leer, we nearly took him out with Psychic that dropped his special, then he hit us with Ember to only bring us to 8 health before we finished him off. If it wasn't for the special drop, I think we would have lost. After that is Giovanni, but once again, total sweep. Nothing to talk about. Before we leave town, it's time for the Psychic Gym. I actually never memorized this solution to the gym's puzzle until a couple years ago when I started doing these Pokemon runs. As a kid, even on Pokemon Stadium, I think I'd always just guess it over and over. Right, time to fight Sabrina. The fight was mostly really easy until Alakazam, who stalled us out for entire minutes because he'd just use Recover every single turn. This is Gen 1, so he'll never run out. I thought I'd win after I got 3 special drops on him, but nope, he's good. Eventually I got fed up and just put him to sleep to finish him off. With that done, we have to surf back to Cinnabar. This is where I got lost for ages as a kid, though. I didn't fly back to Pallet Town and surf down. I did it the hard way by going through the Seafoam Islands. I think it took me more than a day to find the correct path out of here. Honestly, I don't remember if I ever found my way through, or if I just figured that it was easier to go from Pallet Town. The game came out when I was 6 years old, so I'm probably not going to remember everything perfectly. I just remember being stuck here for ages on a camping trip once, but it's not bad memories at all. Just hanging out in a tent with the flaps down so the sun could come in, hanging out with my sister playing Pokemon. Those were good times. The Pokemon Mansion, on the other hand, I don't think took me too long. I explored the whole thing top to bottom for sure, but I'm pretty sure that I found the key within a couple hours, and that's not that bad for back then. Fire gym time. I wish I could tell you a story about Blaine doing something stupid when I was a kid, but I really don't remember what this fight was like for me. I can tell you as an adult, though, it's pretty easy. Last is the ground gym. I felt so cool walking in here the first time, after not being allowed in most of the game. I love when the game does that, when it gives you a forbidden door early in the game that you can't go into until near the end. Gives a sense of foreboding mystery, you know? Breath of Fire 2 was like that too. I actually just beat that game recently, after playing the first half of it a bunch of times as a kid. Good game, by the way, go check it out. Terrible English translation though, oh my god. Giovanni himself was yet again terrible at stopping us, as outside of a fast Doug Trio and Nidoking, we had no real issue taking down his team. After that is one more pre-Elite Four rival fight. Pidgeot went super well thanks to him wasting his first turn on a Whirlwind, and second is Rhydon, who was a one-shot. Third is Execute, so it's right back to Headbutt. As he charged up for a Solar Beam though, we hit Hypnosis to put him to sleep. We were able to finish him off before he woke up. Water Onix was pretty easy, but he's faster and hit 2 Dragon Rages before he went down, so we're below half health. Against Alakazam, he kept trying to use Recover with full health, so I just put him to sleep and headbutt him down. Last is Charizard, and we instantly almost went down to a critical slash as we hit a decent Psychic. I thought we were doomed, but then he used Rage, his dud move, so we hung on with 4 health and won the fight. Last before the Elite Four is Victory Road. I know for sure I got lost here for a long time. Lots of kids did. I think it's this part where you have to push a boulder super far to get to a switch, and then there's a ladder next to it. For some reason I kept thinking I had to go down the ladder, but in reality that just resets the puzzle. I bet most people made that mistake though. It's pretty reasonable. Hey, we're at the Indigo Plateau. This room always felt really cool to me. I don't really know why, just something about it felt professional? Like I had made it to some kind of exclusive club of awesome trainers that make it to this cool healing and shop lounge. At least that's how I saw it. Let's take another look at our sets before we move forward. Overall, it's not too bad. I wish I had remembered to pick up the TM for Body Slam on the SSN, but honestly I was having too much fun writing down all the good memories that I forgot to, play the challenge optimally. That's fine. I don't think any of you watch this show to see the best way to win a run. Make your final guesses on if we can win this or not. Let's do this. First is Ice Trainer Lorelei. Dugong was a one-shot thanks to a crit, followed by Cloyster nearly being a one-shot. They just illegally used a Super Potion as the second move in the round though, so we finished her off. For Slowbro, we put him to sleep right away and spammed Psychic till he went down, knowing that the special drops could save us if he woke up. It actually worked out pretty well. For Jinx, I went for Headbutts to go after her low defense, and although it worked, we did take decent damage in the process. Last is Lapras, and thanks to a special drop from Psychic, we don't take too much damage from her Hydro Pump. Clean fight! Second is Fighting Trainer Bruno, but that was probably even easier than you were expecting. Clean sweep, no damage taken. Third is Ghost Trainer Agatha. This one was almost a clean sweep because of all of her poison types, but her last Gengar made us stumble a bit with Confuse Ray. Still, a really clean fight overall. Fourth is Dragon Trainer Lance. Water Onix is first. Feels kind of wrong calling him that after we just had a real Water Onix run last run. Anyway, a couple of Psychics took him down. Dragonair was a one-shot, as was the second one. Aerodactyl hit us with a Supersonic, but still went down in one hit thanks to a crit, and last is Dragonite. Right away he missed Slam, but we hit ourselves in confusion. Next, he nailed a Hyper Beam to nearly take us down, but our Psychic was exactly strong enough to two-shot him. That was lucky. Finally, the Pokemon Champion. Pidgeot ended up charging Sky Attack, getting hit by Psychic, then he illegally interrupted his own 2-turn move to use a full Restore, then hit Sky Attack the next turn. That was some Gen 1 nonsense right there. We took him out right after, but that hurt. Alakazam started by trying to use Recover a bunch while we put him to sleep. While he was out, we headbutted him down. Rhydon actually wasn't a one-shot, but he just used a full Restore on the first turn and a Horn Drill on the second. We're faster than him, so Horn Drill couldn't have worked, at least not in Gen 1. Executor is next, and we put him to sleep just for him to wake right up. Our second hypnosis missed, and we got stomped, but after that, we just kept putting him to sleep, and he kept waking up instantly. Like, 3 or 4 times in a row. It was insane. But I've seen this happen a bunch in Gen 1, so I wouldn't be surprised if it was just a bug. Anyway, this fight took forever, and we had to put him to sleep many more times, but eventually, Executor went down. Next up is Water Onyx, and right away he brings us to only 18 health with Dragon Rage, but we put him to sleep. If he wakes up, he'll be faster than us and finish us off. Thankfully, a few Psychics take him down, but we're not done yet. Last is Charizard, who went for Fire Blast, missed, then we put him to sleep and hit Psychic. Thanks to it getting a special drop, we didn't have to worry about a damage range and took him out on the follow-up, winning us the run. That was the most fun I've had working on the challenge in a while, and the Water Onyx run the other week was pretty fun too, so I've been on a roll. I know it feels like I'm talking about this a lot recently, what with having just passed the 100 Pokemon challenges mark and the Water Onyx run, but I can never talk enough about how special it is to me that people even want to hear me talk about these things. It's crazy to me that these memories that are special to me can be special to other people too, even if they didn't live through them. I think I've just been feeling really introspective lately, now that I actually have a little bit of free time to sit down and appreciate what I have. I do feel like that for the last couple years of working on all these Pokemon challenges, it's been so hectic and difficult to keep up with everything that I haven't really had a whole lot of time to live in the moment and appreciate what I have while I have it, you know? And of course, like every other YouTuber, it's not until the views start dropping off that I have the free time to sit down and appreciate it, and I wish I did a little bit more while it was still at the peak of views, but you know what? I don't care. It's still a fun time, and you're having a fun time with me, so whatever. I'm still doing this. Anyway, I really hope that you guys like that run. No challenge next week. I'm trying to take it easy for a little bit after my birthday. I know I've been uploading less lately, but I've been working just about non-stop in the background. I need to take things slow for a little while, for my own health, seriously. I would love to just, like, take a break or something, but hey, bills have to get paid, I gotta keep working, so no break, just, you know, slightly lighter schedule than usual. As always, I'm looking forward to your suggestions in the comments, in the challenge request section of my Discord channel, and on Twitter. Subscribe, ring the bell, stay tuned. Normally, this is where I tell you about all the Pokemon Let's Plays and playthroughs and stuff I've done on this channel, that I've done on Whatageek's channel and everything, and I'm sure you've heard me say that stuff a million times, but I already know from my analytics most of you click off by this point, so maybe I should change my outro. I don't know, kinda wanna just talk to you guys. Seriously, this run was really, really fun to make. I have no idea if, like, anyone's gonna watch this, because it's just some Gen 1 Drowzee challenge, super easy. But this was a really fun run. I really enjoyed this one, so I hope that you do too. Thank you everybody so much for watching, and until next time, have a nice day.